Greetings, this is Wanda. This is Diaspora Connect. Thank you so much for tuning in. I decided to do a video today, and I wanted to talk about what is your plan or purpose to move back to Africa? Do you want to relocate, repatriate, or migrate, or immigrate? Yeah, so relocate, repatriate, or immigrate. Say immigrate, immigrate. I'm gonna. I have written down all the definitions for all three. I think that based on your definition of what you want to do, you need to know these things so you'll know what your purpose is for coming here. It's important to know why you want to come here, uh, because if you know the why, if you have the why down pat, then nothing that happens will deter you or um, keep you from accomplishing what you have set out to accomplish coming back to Mama Africa. And it doesn't matter which country you decide to go to. So, again, this is Diaspora Connect. I am Wanda. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to my faithful subscribers. Welcome back. And to my new subscribers, I want to say welcome in the room. Thank you for tuning in. I usually try to get my videos done with natural sunlight during the day, but the sun beat me today because I was doing other things. So I decided to do a video in the evening hours. So hopefully the light is okay. I tried to prop up some light so it could be light enough for you to see clearly, and me too. So anyway, I wanted to talk about these three uh, words that we use a lot. Some people say repatriate, some people say relocate, some people say migrate, or I'm an immigrant. I've heard people say that. So let's look at the definition of each one, okay? And let's kind of further find out which category do you fit under, especially if you want to leave the West and you want to come back to Africa, specifically, especially if you are um, of Afro descent, right? If you're of Afro descent and you want to come back to Africa, it's always good to know like which category that you are um, um, considered under based on your thinking, based on your beliefs, and etc. So I thought that this would be a kind of a good topic to talk about. So I'm going to put my glasses on because I got to read some of the stuff I wrote down. So I have some notes here. So uh, I wrote down what is your purpose, what is your plan for coming back to Africa, and this is universal. It doesn't matter which African country you decide to go to. Even though yes, I am in Tanzania. I left America back in July of 2020, and I have been here for 4.5 years, going on 5 years now, living in Tanzania, and I love it. So anyway, you have to decide which country fits your lifestyle, your spiritual practice, your beliefs, what your purpose for coming, etc. So let's look at these words and let me just explain to you what the meaning is of these words. So, do you want to relocate, repatriate, or immigrate? So I said, let's talk about it. Okay. So, um, I said, let's define all three of these words and figure out which one applies to you. Okay. So relocate. To relocate means to move to a new place and establish one's home or business there. Relocate. Repatriate means to send or bring someone back to the country that he or she came from. That's repatriate. Repatriate. And then immigrate is to come to live permanently in a foreign land. So you got the meaning of relocate, repatriate, and immigrate. So based on these definitions, which one do you consider yourself falling in the category of? And so whichever one you find yourself fall in the category of, when you get to that country, you'll feel that way when you get into that country. You won't see like local, like say for instance, if you want to immigrate and you come here to live on the continent permanently, you'll consider it as a foreign country. Even though um, I know that I don't have the passport for Tanzania, but I don't consider Tanzania a foreign country to me. I'm considered a foreigner because of the passport I hold, but in my spirit, in my mind, I feel like I'm at home. My spirit resonates with, this is where I originate because this is my natural habitation. I love the heat. I love tropical environments. And not only because you can find that anywhere, but it's just the vibe, the spirit, and the people of Tanzania that I feel comfortable and at home with. So Um, okay, so I wrote a little note, so I'm looking at my phone, y'all. I'm looking at my phone. It says, now that we understand the meaning of each word, which one applies to you? Question mark. Very good. It's very good to know the meanings will make a difference in the reason that you are choosing to move to whatever specific African country that you are, or whatever country you're relocating to. It helps you stay focused on why you decided to move there to begin with, and it helps you plan accordingly. So it is important to understand the why of why you're doing what you're doing. Hopefully, you're not just doing it to follow other people, but if you do decide to do it by, because you're following other people, at least have a plan of what you're going to do when you get in that country. So if you plan on moving to, Uganda or Rwanda. Okay. So what is your plan for when you go there? What do you want to, are you just retired and you just want to live there and travel around? Or do you want to do business? Do you want to create, work with the locals on a project, or whatever, help build up the country? Uh, investing in that country. What is your plan when you come back to Africa? I'm specifically talking about Africa. So not no other country, the Caribbean or the West or whatever. I'm just talking about Africa specifically. What is your plan? I'm telling you, if you have a plan, when you come and you have a plan set in your mind, then even if you experience several obstacles and issues that comes with coming back to a developing country, then you won't quit so easily, or you won't just kind of give up throw your hands up and give up and say, I can't. Because you're so focused and you're so driven on your plan and what you want to do here, that you're not taking no for an answer. Just like in the West, when people tell us no, when we want specific jobs, or we want to have a specific career, and Mzungus or white people might tell us, oh, you can't do that, you're not smart enough, or you don't have the skills or whatever, then we fight tooth and nail to prove that we can do something that someone told us that we can't do, right? So the same thing would come in here. If you have a plan and you are sure about it's your heart's desire to fulfill this purpose or plan that you have to accomplish when you come to Africa, right? It doesn't matter what trials and tribulations that come your way, what you experience. You're going to push through it, and you're going to be like, I'm determined. Now, if you get a situation where, of course, your life is at stake and your health is an issue, then yeah, that's different. But I'm saying, if uh, you see obstacles in your way to accomplish setting up a business or doing whatever, you will be determined to switch gears. You come with one idea, something's not working out, you constantly switching gears to figure out what I need to do to make this work. And that's kind of sort of what I did. The plans that I had was not really even etched in stone, to be honest. When I first arrived, I had ideas, I had a lot of ideas, but today, compared to 4 years ago, when I first got here, the plan that I'm working through now, it hasn't came into fruition like I thought it would. Yes, I wanted to create a business. Yes, I wanted to work with locals. I am doing that, but it's the process wasn't the way I thought it would be. But and I have encountered some stumbling blocks, but I have proceeded forward. I have encountered some financial setbacks. I've encountered some robbery. I got burglared. I've encountered some obstacles, but I was determined. I'm like, yeah, it's not an option. I'm gonna make this work. Like, when I'm determined to do that, I'm determined. Like, it's nothing that's gonna stop me. Of course, I prayed and I asked the Father, of course, the uncreated creator, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give me guidance, to help me, to bless me with ideas and finances and all that stuff. So, of course, I had a faith that I trusted in him, but I still was determined within myself that I'm going to make something work because I knew that I needed to set something up for me and my son and my family if they wanted to come. I wanted to have something here for them to come to, wanted to something that they can work with if they want to, we can work together and investments or whatever. I was determined to set something up for me and my family because I didn't want my legacy to be in America, even though I was born and raised there. Um, I just, yeah, I wanted my legacy to be here in Africa. I wanted to leave something for my family here in Africa. So I was determined to make it work. It wasn't an option for me. Am I going to run back to the US? Because there's nothing there for me to run back to. Like I got rid of all my stuff when I left. Like I got rid of I didn't have a house. I got rid of my apartment, my car, everything that I owned, I got rid of. So it's nothing for me to run back to. I have family members there, but my family is not like that. Like it's not like I'm going to be able to run back and run to their house. They're not open like that. Now I do have friends that I could do that with. Like if I needed to come back, I could stay with friends. I have a lot of good, solid girlfriends, but my option was I'm going to make it work here because I want to be that example for my family and friends if they want to leave and if they want to come here, well, somewhere in the continent, they can see that it is possible because I don't really know anyone in my immediate family or even close friends that just have relocated out of the country. Yes, we move around from state to state, but I don't know any who have just uprooted themselves and just left everything they've ever known like I did. I don't know anyone that's done that and also have stayed as long as I've stayed out of the country. So, but anyway, just understand that if you are in the West and you do want to relocate or repatriate or immigrate, I always say relocate or repatriate because I always know that I already know that Africa is where we originate from. I know that we were stolen during the transatlantic slave trade. For me personally, I am not a foundational Black American. FBA. I'm not a ADOS, African descendant of slaves. I am an African descendant of slaves, but I know I was stolen from Africa and brought to America. I didn't originate in America like some of the foundational Black Americans. So I have a different perspective on that. I know that my ancestors were stolen from Africa and taken to America to be slaves as a punishment. So I already know. So I'm a Afro descendant, but I'm Afro descendant of slaves, yes, but I was stolen from Africa and taken to America. And America is not my home. It was where I was taken captive. My captors, my oppressors, and my enemies stole our people and brought them to their land to take care of them, to build up their land, to be slaves like the children of Israel were slaves in Egypt for the Pharaoh and the Egyptians. Same thing with us. We were slaves to the Americans and or the Americas. We were slaves and we were there just to build up. We weren't there to live peacefully. We weren't there to have a good life. We weren't brought there for that. That's why they consider Black people in the Constitution one-third human, and it's still in the books today. If they want to, they can revoke our right to vote. It's still up for an option that they can say that we weren't considered when they made the laws and the rules in America. We weren't considered because we were like cattle. We weren't. They didn't consider us as like humans, so our rights weren't considered. That's why we always have to fight for our rights in America because in the Constitution and most of the laws that were written with us as human beings in mind. We were like cattle, like cow, like they would sell us. We were like merchandise. So yeah, I never considered America to be my home. I was born and raised there, so of course I couldn't control that. But when I got old enough to understand, I realized that, and of course, spiritual revelation that America is not my home. I was born there, but I am from Africa. And I actually I think I did a video of how the Father spoke to me one day. That's the uncreated creator, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He spoke to me one day when I was in church, because I used to go to church and sing on the praise team, and he spoke to me, and he told me in my spirit, and I had a conversation in my mind, and he was saying that that you're not American, or you're not from America. He said that, you're not from America. And I knew it wasn't me, because I wasn't even thinking that. Like, that was like furthest from my mind. Like, I just don't think like, I just never thought like that. And then, I'm on stage because I'm supposed to be singing, but we're up there and I'm having this conversation while I'm singing, in worship. It was just weird. And so in my mind, I'm having this conversation and I say it back like, well, where am I from then? That's what I said. And the voice said, "You're from Africa." And then it got quiet. And then, because I was, still saying Africa, Africa, where? Like, I don't know anything, and then I had all these thoughts going through my mind, like, Africa, I don't know anything about Africa. But anyway, that was the beginning and the start of me looking into relocating and relocating and repatriating back to Mama Africa. That's when it confirmed, because I already knew from the slave movies and our history of the transatlantic slave trade that our ancestors were stolen from Africa and brought to America. But this voice in my spirit, in my head, confirmed that yes, you are from Africa. You were stolen from there. America is not your home. So that's when I began my search to find out where in Africa I was going to relocate to, where to start, because I didn't even know where to begin. But then the year return was happening the year after I heard the voice. I think that was in 2017. I heard the voice, and then I was trying to figure out how to begin to visit, where to start. And then, of course, Ghana had the year return, and I went to visit. That was my first time on the continent. I went to Ghana, stayed for 2 weeks, did the whole tour, slave dungeon, slave castle, the whole thing. And I just knew then. I said, "Yeah, I'm moving back. I just don't know how." So at that point, I went back to America to work, to save money, to try to plan, make a plan of how I can relocate or repatriate to Africa. And so that's how I ended up in that. Other things came up. I think I told the story, look at some of my videos, but about how I ended up in Tanzania, because I was going to go to South Africa, and the countries were closed because of COVID. So Tanzania was the only one open, and that's when I came, and I've been here since then. And I was actually still planning on going to South Africa, but I got comfortable here. I fell in love with Tanzania. I created a business and all that. And the story is history, and I've been here since then. So, yeah, but you just need to know the why. Why are you coming, and what is your purpose for relocating or repatriating to Mama Africa? And so I just want to do this video and talk about those three words that we all use as diaspora, but find out which one applies to you. Because if you immigrate, then you're just coming, you're a foreigner coming here, and this is a foreign land. You don't have no uh, association with it, like you're not from here or whatever. So you have a different vibe. But when you are relocating and repatriating, it's kind of different, because it's like you're coming back home, basically. Even though your passport says that you're a foreigner and that you're from the West somewhere, but think about it. We, as Afro descendants, we're everywhere in the world. We're in Ireland, we're in all the Western countries, and we're Ireland, and we're Scotland, and Germany, and Russia, and all that. We know we don't originate from there, right? Same way that we don't originate from America, same way we don't originate from the UK. You know, I mean, we were brought there for a purpose, and that's you know, to take care of the people that were there, to be slaves for them, basically. And it was a punishment for us, basically. And we served our punishment. So now we're free to travel. We have passports. That's why a lot of us are leaving too, because we're free. We don't have to just stay and put up with disrespect, put up and deal with racism, put up and deal with discrimination, put up and deal with race soldiers harassing us and white supremacy. We don't have to deal with all that. We can choose to stay and deal with it, or we can choose to leave. And so for me, my choice was to leave because I just tired of living in an environment that's filled with race soldiers and racism, and you can't go certain places. Like here in Tanzania, I caught the bus. I could catch the bus anywhere. I caught the bus to Zambia. That's far. It's like 30 hours. I caught the bus and I could fly, catch the bus. I could walk. I feel safe. Of course, you got to do it during the day. We got to use wisdom, but I'm just saying, I don't feel like somebody's going to bother me or hurt me because of the color of my skin. But in America, you can't just catch the bus anywhere. You can't just walk anywhere. It wouldn't be safe, right? So I wanted to live in a country where I can be free to be me. I can be free to enjoy life and walk and just not feel scared and nervous like somebody might shoot me because of the color of my skin and or attack me. You know, I have a peace that almost like a peace that passes all understanding here. I'm telling y'all, I feel safe, I feel free, and I have such a peace. And so you can too, if this is something that you're interested in. Hit me up if you're interested in Tanzania. I do travel and business. I do relocation and business travel. I do relocation and business consultations. You can hit me up at diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, and I do relocation and business consultations for those who are interested. Basically, I walk you through the steps that I've taken to have come here and have survived here and been here doing business and thriving 4.5 years, going on 5. So thank you so much for taking the time to tune in, like, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, you can comment as well. I do, chat back and forth. I like the engagement. So, yeah. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm going to say salama, shalom, peace, family. See you guys in the next one.